What do I do with the information I've collected? How do I complete the tabulation table? Why is it important to tabulate? Tabulation allows us to bring together all the information we've collected during the survey so that it can be analyzed. This information is called data. With all the data in one place, this helps us to make program decisions to identify priorities by supervision area or by program intervention within the supervision area, and to assign our resources in the best possible way. Before you begin tabulation, check that you have the right number of completed questionnaires, that they are in the correct order, numbered 1 to 19, if that is your sample size, and have the correct number of pages. Check that the tabulation table you are using matches the questionnaires that you have. Now, fill in the blank fields at the top of the tabulation table. Work in groups of 3, using the tabulation quality checklist as you go. You'll find the checklist in your participants manual. The system we'll use here is called the Caller, Recorder, Verifier system. First, the recorder reads out the question and the answer we're looking for from the left-hand side of the tabulation sheet. The caller then looks at the answer given in the questionnaire and decides which category the answer falls under. The recorder then enters the appropriate response code on the tabulation sheet. 1 for correct, 0 for incorrect, X for a missing answer, and S for a skipped answer. We'll look at this in more detail in a moment. Finally, the verifier checks that the correct code was used, 1, 0, X, or S, and that it was marked down correctly. Be careful to check for any errors, like an answer recorded in the wrong column, which is easy to do when you get tired and concentration fades. This is why it's so important to always use 3 people working together, even if this seems excessive at first. The 3 people can swap roles regularly to keep things interesting. Let's stop and take a closer look at this system of coding. A correct response, or 1, means that the respondent has demonstrated the correct knowledge or practice. Their answer will more or less match the desired response that's written in the left-hand portion of the tabulation table. A 0, or incorrect response, means that they did not demonstrate this knowledge or practice. This may affect some of the questions which come after it. Depending on the answer given, the respondent may not be able to answer more detailed questions. In this case, all these responses should automatically be recorded as incorrect, or 0. The tabulation table will instruct you when to do this. X means a missing response, either because no answer is recorded or the response was recorded in a confusing way, with more than one answer when there should be only one, for example. An X response should be removed from the denominator later on. S means an intentionally skipped response. This coding is not used very often, but occasionally the tabulation table will ask you to record a response with an S coding. This means that these questions were not relevant for that respondent, and these should be removed from the denominator later on. A skipped response should not be confused with the skip column in the questionnaire, which is just a way of telling you which question to go to next when you're conducting the interview. In some circumstances, an alternative form of coding may be used. This is fine as long as you are consistent. After filling in all the responses in the tabulation table, enter the total number of correct answers in the appropriate column. We can just add all the ones together. Then enter the total sample size, adding the number of boxes that have ones and zeros together. Double-check any questions where the sample size is less than it should be, usually 19, and confirm the reason. If there are a lot of missing or skipped responses, then more information may have to be collected. Please note, we recommend that you complete all the questions in one questionnaire at once before moving on to the next questionnaire. Allow around 20 to 30 minutes to complete a single tabulation table.